This is Keep the Faith Ministry News. I'm Hal Mayer. Center for Military Readiness President Elaine Donnelly, a leading military expert, says, for the Department of Defense to focus on a tiny minority and disregard the concerns of the majority of people in the armed forces is more than irresponsible. Donnelly said the Secretary of Defense is instituting a policy that will encourage indiscipline and sexual tension and a range of problems that have nothing to do with strengthening the armed forces. There's no excuse for it. Secretary of Defense Ashton Carter announced on June 30 that he was changing Pentagon policy to permit transgenders to serve openly in the military. I'm announcing today that we are ending the ban on transgender Americans in the United States military, said Carter. Effective immediately, transgender Americans may serve openly and they can no longer be discharged or otherwise separated from the military just for being transgender. Additionally, said Carter, I have directed that the gender identity of an otherwise qualified individual will not bar them from military service or from any accession program. You cannot ask military leaders to deny reality and teach their subordinates to deny reality without having consequences, added Donnelly, especially when dealing with an issue of sexual privacy. Carter said that after a year-long review, the Defense Department came to its conclusion in order to avail ourselves of all talent possible in order to maintain what we are now, the finest fighting force the world has ever known. But Donnelly disputed that, saying it's not about having the finest force in the world. The so-called study was consultation with LGBT activist groups, including Rand Corporation, which does nothing but polemics whenever they're asked to issue a report on military social issues. Every time the DoD asks for something like this, the DoD gets what they want. It is a political payoff to LGBT activist groups, Donnelly said. It's the final gift of this administration in the final LGBT Equality Month to top off a series of things that the administration has delivered to lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender activist groups. Sodom was militarily unprepared for the assault of the four kings. See Genesis 14. It lost the war with Chedorlaomer. This was a warning against its perversity, its continued rebellion to the God of heaven, which eventually led to its destruction by fire and brimstone. Righteous Abram's defeat of the four kings with only 300 men was one of the last rays of light to wicked Sodom. Likewise also as it was in the days of Lot, Luke 17, verses 28 to 30. This is Keep the Faith Ministry News. Thank you for watching.